Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Geek Studios. As always, I'm your host, Joel. Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026, and we are talking about a massive shift in the world of rugged EVs. For a long time, the conversation around Subaru's electric future was basically just one word: Solterra. A new report just out from Electric has confirmed what many of us suspect. Subaru's brand new electric SUVs, the Trailseeker and the Uncharted, are already outselling the Solterra, and they've only been on the lots for about 2 months. We aren't just seeing a sales bump, we are seeing a total repositioning of the brand. Today, we're diving into the May 2026 sales data, the technical specs that are winning over the Subaru faithful, and why the Solterra, even with a major 2026 overhaul, is suddenly playing second fiddle. Let's dive in. All right. As always, first thing I'd like to do is look at the numbers. And these are from Peter Johnson over at Electric, who just broke down May 2026 was an historic month for Subaru. Total sales were up by almost 11%, but the EV mix is where the jaw-dropping stats live. In just 2 months, Uncharted has claimed the crown as Subaru's most popular EV. In May alone, Subaru moved 1,270 units of the Uncharted. Right behind it was the Trailseeker at 1,074. And where does this leave the Solterra? It moved 750 units in May. Now, to be fair, if you look at the first 5 months of the year, the Solterra is still technically in the lead because it had a head start. But the momentum has shifted entirely. We're looking at a brand where 2/3 of their EV sales are now coming from models that didn't even exist on the showroom floor in February. This isn't just a new car smell excitement. This is a market correction. Subaru fans, and they are loyal fans, have been waiting for EVs that actually match the utility of the gas-powered legends. And the Uncharted and the Trailseeker are finally hitting that mark. First, let's talk about the Uncharted because at $34,995, this is going to be the volume king. Subaru was very intentional here. The Uncharted is roughly the size of a Crosstrek, which is a beloved footprint for the brand. But unlike the early days of the compliance EVs, this thing is a beast. It's sportier, it's agile, and most importantly, it's affordable. Even with that entry-level price, it's benefiting from the massive 2026 technical updates Subaru pushed out across the lineup. We're talking about a standard 14-inch multimedia touchscreen, the biggest Subaru has ever put in a car, and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto because there are some die-hard owners out there that need that in an EV. Yes, Sebastian, I'm talking about you. But the real reason people are buying the Uncharted over the Solterra, what could it be? Well, it's the value. It's smaller, but it feels like a true Subaru crossover. It's pulling in those younger buyers who want the 8.3 inches of best-in-class ground clearance without the $40,000 price tag. And recently, just about 3 weeks ago, we reviewed the Uncharted from our local Subaru dealership. We have that review on our channel. Go check that out. At that time, they had 3 on the lot. Now they have 0. And remember, we live here in Little Rock, Arkansas, where people aren't rushing to dealerships to buy EVs. So we have some firsthand knowledge that these cars are moving quickly. Next up, we have the Trailseeker. And this is where the spec sheet really starts to embarrass the competition. Starting at $39,995, it's positioned as the Outback of the EV family. It is 6 inches longer than the Solterra. But more importantly, look at the power. The Trailseeker is pushing 375 horsepower. Compare that to the Solterra's 338 horsepower. The extra muscle allows a trail seeker to tow up to 3,500 pounds. Now, there is a trade off. Because it's bigger and more powerful, the range sits at 281 miles. Remember, we like to see the magic number of 300, which is slightly less than the Solterra's 288 miles, which basically it's a wash. But for the Subaru buyer who wants to haul a small camper or a pair of kayaks up a mountain, that 7-mile range difference is a non issue compared to the utility. And let's talk about charging, because this was the Achilles heel for Subaru for years. Both the Trail Seeker and the new 2026 Solterra finally have real battery preconditioning systems. You can now go from 10 to 80% in under 35 minutes, even in cool weather. Yes, it's not groundbreaking, but what we're hearing is people don't care about DC fast charging. Most people charge at home. That's a topic for another video. Actually, we have videos on that on our channel too. That effectively ends the Subaru EVs can't handle winter narrative. So we've heard from the Uncharted, we've heard from the Trail Seeker. So where does this leave the Solterra? It's in a bit of a weird spot. Subaru actually did a great job with the 2026 Solterra refresh. They gave it a larger 74.7 kilowatt hour battery, which bumped up the range, like we said, to 288 miles. A 25% improvement over the old 227-mile version. They even gave it a fresh look with an illuminated 6-star logo and a new EV lighting signature. But the Solterra starts at $38,495. It's more expensive than the Uncharted and slightly, very slightly, cheaper than the much more capable Trail Seeker. What we're seeing in the sales data is a pincer movement. Budget-conscious buyers are flocking to the Uncharted at $35K. Power and utility-focused buyers are moving up to the Trail Seeker at $40K. The Solterra, as you expect, gets caught in the middle. It is a great car. We reviewed it. Also have that on our channel. But in a lineup with two purpose-built superstars, good might not be enough to stay on top. All right, so to wrap this up, because it's a mini charge episode, the Subaru electric offensive is officially a success. When your new models are outselling your established flagship within 60 days, you've done something right. Also, if you're interested, Subaru is also being aggressive with the financing. 0% APR and $2,000 rebates are making these EVs actually cheaper to own than gas-powered equivalents right now. And don't forget, this is just the beginning. Electric and other sources have mentioned we're getting a 3-row electric SUV called the Getaway later this year, which will share a platform with the Highlander EV from Toyota. If the Trail Seeker and Uncharted are any indication, the Getaway is going to be a monster in the family 3-row segment. All right, everyone, that is your mini charge episode for today. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, tap that notification icon so you're alerted when new content drops. And if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and hype our videos. It really helps us grow. If you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your audio podcasts, hit that follow button and leave us a comment. It really helps the show grow over on the audio platforms. As always, thanks for watching. And until next time, stay charged and stay geeky. So long, everyone.